Are your bills just piling up and you can't seem to make ends meet? Let NDRA help you take control of your financial situation.
Hi, I'm George Fenter, one of the registered debt counsellors at NDRA. I'm here to tell you a little bit more about debt counselling and how the process works. The National Credit Act was passed into law in March 2006. This is to regulate all credit transactions in South Africa. Debt review was put into place to help consumers that's over-indebted. So how does this whole process work? NDRA will take your net income, deduct your living expenses, and see what is left over for your credit providers on a monthly basis to pay. From this, we will see what would be an affordable payment plan so that you can still have a sustainable living and pay off your debt in a reasonable space of time. We will take your proposal to the credit providers and negotiate a new installment terms for you per month so that all your debt gets paid within a reasonable period.
Who qualifies for debt counselling? As long as you earn a monthly income, you qualify based on your application. What is the cost involved? A maximum of 6,000 Rand once off for us to negotiate with your credit providers. Should you have less than 6,000 Rand available per month to pay your credit providers, we will only charge what you have available for your payment per month. Our aftercare fee of 5% to a maximum of 400 Rand of your total payment to credit providers every month. How do I pay fees if I'm financially distressed already? Your first installment through the PDS will be paid over to your debt counsellor for the cost, and the rest will be paid over pro rata. From when am I protected against my creditors? From the day your notifications are sent out to the creditors, which is called a Form 17.1. When is the first payment due? Once you have applied, it is in your best interest to start within the same month of the application to avoid any legal action further down the line. Do I have to include all my debt on a debt review, and what information is required from me? All debt needs to be included as all the creditors are linked, and we require your account numbers to fasten the process. How long does the process take? 60 business days for the debt review process to be completed and court application to be drafted and taken to court. Can I put my company under debt review? Only a person can be placed on a debt review, not a company. If I'm married in community of property, does my partner have to go under debt review as well? Yes, as the court sees your assets as one and both is liable for the debt. What happens once all my debt is settled in full? You get issued with a clearance certificate and your profile is updated with a credit bureau.
Hello, I'm Tim Stokes. I'm an attorney of the High Court of South Africa and I head up the legal department at NDRA. I have vast experience in National Credit Act litigation and debt review matters. I personally appear in all the magistrates' courts in and around Gauteng, and I've had great success in securing debt review and restructuring orders for over-indebted consumers. Why does the consumer's debt review application have to go to court? Firstly, the court has the final say in restructuring a person's debt in terms of the NCA. NDRA's proposal is sent to court where the magistrate will decide if the proposal is fair or not. Secondly, once the court order is granted, all creditors are bound by the decision of the court and may not take further legal action against you for as long as you obey the court order. This means that the proposal that NDRA made to the creditors will stay in place until you have settled all your debt or until you are in a position to offer more. What does the court process entail? Once we have received your legal fees and a proposal has been sent out to your credit providers, your court documents will be drawn up and sent to you. It is important that all your credit agreements are disclosed to us in order to cite all your credit providers on the court documents. You are to return your duly signed and commissioned affidavits to NDRA as soon as possible. Once we have received your signed documents, the court papers are finalized. The court papers are then sent to court to be issued with a case number and a hearing date. The date allocated depends on the volume of matters on a particular court's roll. The court that has jurisdiction over a matter is the court where the consumer resides or works. When the court papers are returned, the issued court application is served on all your credit providers, hence notifying them of the court date should they wish to oppose the matter in court. On the day of your hearing, your matter will be presented by myself, on behalf of the debt counsellor. Your proposal is put forward and your personal circumstances are argued. Should the matter be opposed, I would be arguing the matter against the bank's attorneys. They do try and come with technical arguments, but these seldom work, and to simplify, the arguments go around what is fair and in good faith. As it is well known, the credit providers in this country do not always act in good faith. Your income, necessary monthly expenses and credit obligations are weighed up against each other. Your proposal must be reasonable. If the court is satisfied, it will grant an order confirming your over-indebtedness and restructure your debts by either extending the term of the repayment period, thereby reducing your monthly payments, or postponing or extending certain payments for a specific period. Your court order is served on all your credit providers who are bound by it. Does the consumer have to attend court? The consumer will almost certainly not be required to attend court for the debt review matter, as the debt counsellor is the applicant. However, some magistrates would like to see the consumer who is involved. This is definitely nothing to be concerned about. The magistrates really just want to ensure that you understand the ramifications of debt review. They might ask you a few questions regarding your income and expenses. They may warn you that you may not receive any more credit, and they will ensure that you understand the repayment proposal and that you take it seriously.